Hello everyone and welcome to Tipsy, where we actually provide you with top tips to meet your specific need. So if you're new to this channel, consider hitting the like and subscribe button and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we create a new video or tutorial. So today we are actually going to be sharing with you a top number one strategy that you can actually use to predict under 3.5 goals in full time when it concerns soccer match prediction picks. So we are actually going to be using an app called Betmines to come out with the best picks using this tutorial. So this video is actually in request of one of our subscriber who actually asked us to do under 3.5 goal betting strategy using Betmines. In the same way, if you have any request, please make sure to leave your comment below this video description, and we are actually going to do our very best to make sure that we put up a tutorial based on your request as we have done for today's tutorial. To begin with, the first step I'll actually want to take is to make sure to navigate my Play Store, as in this case, and click directly on it. Inside of your search, as you can see on this top area here from this search box, make sure to type Betmines inside of it and click on search. You are going to see a display that looks like this from the inside, and make sure that this is actually the app. Once you are sure that this is actually the app, please make sure to go ahead to install the app successfully to your device. And once the installation has been completed, the next step you actually want to take is to locate the open button, as you can see here, and click on it directly. Once you do that, you'll actually be taken to the inside of the app that actually looks like this, as you can see in my case. The next step you actually want to take is to make sure to locate this three-stripe sidebar at the left here, as you can see, and click on it directly. Once you do that, the next step you actually want to take is to make sure that you actually come to a section here, as you can see here, that actually says Best Odds. Click on Best Odds and you are going to see a down menu display icon, as you can see based on this display here. You are going to see goals more or less than 1.5, goals more or less than 2.5, and goals more less than 3.5. Our concentration here is actually less than 3.5 goal. Make sure to click on this selection, and once you do that, you will actually see this display where they will ask you to watch a short video ad to be displayed with the result. I will go ahead to click on watch the video, so I will be displayed with the result. Once the video ad has played completely, I will actually want to navigate to the close button here, which is X, and close on it directly. Once I do that, the various games will actually be displayed to me based on my selection of under or over 3.5 goals. But since we are concentrated with under, we only want to focus on the area where it is minus 3.5, minus 3.5, and minus 3.5. In the area of plus 3.5, we are actually going to omit. So now we actually want to draw a particular odd range to consider once we are actually going for under 3.5 goals. For the odd range, we want to look at the odd range of under 3.5 goal possibility of between 1.10 to 1.25 and maximum 1.30 as the odd range. Any odd range that is above 1.30, we are actually going to omit that. And of course, we are going to see 3 use cases and some of the things to consider and things to avoid when it concerns these match pick choices. So to begin with, I'll go with the first, which is actually in the Argentina Premier B National, which the odd range is 1.10, which is exactly our odd range of between 1.10 to 1.25 and maximum 1.30. In the first case, we have 1.35, 1.33, which is already more than 1.25 and maximum 1.30. So we will not use this case because it is plus 3.5. and the next case actually match our criteria, which is 1.11. I will now click on the game directly and I'll be taken to the inside where I will make my analysis to come out with the best pick. And of course, I will close this ads to make sure that I'll be taken to the inside of it. So I will go ahead to make sure I close this ad display to me. Then I'll see my inside statistics. Here on the statistic area, the first step you actually want to take, since we are dealing with goals possibility, make sure to locate this area that says total goal, as you can see here. Click on the total goal drop-headed arrow button and you are going to see this here. What you want to look at is to make sure that you look at the possibility of plus 2.5 and make sure that the plus 2.5 is really red, as you can see here. Since we are concerned with under 3.5, we want to make sure that 2.5 goals is very red. In other words, if 2.5 goal was green, it means that the possibility of 3 goals to occur here will be possible and our under 3.5 goal might be at risk. But in this case, 2.5 goal is very red and the odds is very big. In other words, the possibility of under 3.5, which is 1.11, is a great pick. We are actually going to move to the next step, which is actually the prediction area, as you can see based on this menu here. Click on prediction and make sure to come to this area that says total goal here and click on the down drop menu button. And when you see this, what you want to consider is to make sure that the under 3.5 goal possibility, which is here, is actually the greatest based in percentage. If you see here, it is actually 86% and that of minus 2.5 is 68%. In other words, the 86%, which is the greatest, reflect to under 3.5 goal. If it was lesser as compared to either plus 2.5 or plus 3.5, we would have avoided this game. But because it is greater and it is above 65%, then it is possible for 3.5 goal, under 3.5 goal to actually occur. The next thing you want to do is to move to matches, as you can see here, and click on matches directly. What you want to do, this step is very important for the matches. What you want to do is to click on this drop-headed arrow that says last 5 matches for Atalanta, which is the home team. Our interest here is to go down and look at this area that says final result, as you can see here, final result, and go right to the bottom and check the average goal scored and average goal conceded. We are also going to draw a line of odd range here to consider the average goal scored and goal conceded, so that we are going to conclude if the possibility of goals based on under 3.5 goal is very good. What you want to look at is to make sure that the average goal conceded of the home or the away team is less than 1.5. So that this actually means that these teams are not good at scoring. If teams are not good at scoring, then the possibility of goals to occur will be very difficult. In other words, they will not be able to score up till a goal which will be up to 3.5. Since we are dealing with under 3.5, it means that we don't want the goals to reach 3.5, because if it's reached 3.5, it means that we are going to have a lose. And this area will actually guide us to tell us that if the average goal score rate of either the home or the away team is less than 1.5, then it will be very difficult for either the home team or the away team to actually score. In this case, the home team has average goal score rate of 1.0, which means that they are very poor at scoring. As we are also going to look at the average conceded goal rate, which is 1.6, make sure that the average goal conceded rate of either the home or the away team should not be up to 1.8 or 2. In this case, we have 1.6. But if the opponent of this team, which is Atlanta, has a higher strike rate and the average goal conceded rate of the opponent is above 1.8, then it will be not a good choice, because the opponents might score, since the home team, if in case it was above 1.8, then the away team, if it has a high strike rate, will have more goal possibility. So 2 things here to consider is the average goal score rate and the average goal conceded rate. To draw a line of odd, make sure that the average goal score rate of either the home or the away team is less than 1.5, and that of the goal conceded should also be less than 1.8. If it is less than 1.5, then it is good too. In this case, it is 1.6. Now we are also going to check that for the away team, which is Estudiante. Click also the drop-headed down arrow button and go to the area that says final result and also check for the goal conceded and the goal scored. You can see that the goal score rate here is not up to 1.5, which is our line of odd range, which is very good. And that of the concede is not also up to 1.5, which is also a good possibility for under 2.5 or 3.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Once this area have actually passed the test, then the next thing we actually want to do is to move to this area that says statistics and click on it directly. Based on the statistic area, you want to come to this area that says total goal and click on the drop-headed arrow. And you can also conclude based on the average total goals here on 2 to 3 goals based on the percentages which are actually here. You can see 0 to 1 goal, 2 to 3 goal, and this actually continues right down. But our point of interest is not really here. It is mostly on the matches section as well as the standings. Once you come to matches and you have concluded that the final result of both the home and the away team has average goal score rate of less than 1.5 and average goal concede rate of less than 1.8, then you have to move to the next step, which is actually standing, and click on standing directly. Based on the standing area, you are going to now see the position of these two teams on the league table and try to read how this actually perform based on home and away performance of this team. As an example, for Atalanta, you can see that they are actually in the 17th position of the league table, played 8 games, win 2, draw 3. You can see based on the reading events here, if you come right here, PG, WD, DL, GS, and GC, the number of game played, win, draw, loss, and goal concede. And you can see that for Atalanta, they have played 8, win 2, draw 3, lose 3, 10 goals scored, and 11 goal concede. They are not good at scoring, and they are very poor. Same way as Estudiante in the 10th position, which is actually playing away, 9 goal matches played. You can see 4 actually has been won and draw, and you can see they are also not very good based on home and away performances of these two teams. And once that has passed the test, you can go ahead to include under 3.5 goal based on your check of statistics, knowing that this is a very good game to go for, especially based on the concluded area of matches based on the final result of these two teams. Once that has been done and concluded and checked and put in your slip, you can move one step behind and continue to the next game. The next use cases we actually want to use is the area of Turkey versus Wales in the Euro qualification. You can see that under 3.5 goal possibility is actually 1.25, which is good as the odd range between 1.10 to 1.25 and maximum 1.30 based on the odd line range we have actually drawn. What I want to show you, if I click on this match, what you are going to realize is that I will actually want to close this ad and continue. If I close this, will actually be displayed with this match. What I want to show you based on total goals here, if I click here, you are going to see that based on the under 3.5 here, it is good, which has actually passed the first test. And you can see that for 1.5 goal here to occur is 1.35. And if I go to predictions and come to total goal, what you are going to see is that instead 3.5, which should be the highest possibility of percentages here, is instead lesser, and 2.5, which is instead what we are not looking at, is instead 70%. And we cannot consider this case because the rate of under 3.5 goal is not above 65%, and it is not the highest in this case, where in the first case we had the highest based on under 3.5 in percentage, and plus was not highest. You can see this is the area where if you see this kind of under 3.5 goal where the percentage of under 3.5 is instead the lesser one, then you should avoid. Look again at this and I'll go back to the first one and show you the difference. You can see under 3.5 here is 51% and plus 2.5 is instead 70. In other words, the possibility of 3 goals to occur here is very, very possible. And if 3 goals could occur here, and the possibility of the fact that they actually added 1 goal to it then we'll miss the opportunity of under 3.5 goal, which means we'll actually have a lose. If I go back in the first case, you are going to see that that was not the case based on the first case that we actually gone. You can see if I come back here and try to open again based on the statistic area, you are going to see the difference, which is very clear. If I come back to predictions and go now again to total goal here, you are going to see the difference. It was not 2.5, which is 70% as the greatest here. 3.5 is instead 86%, which is the greatest, and above 65%, followed by 2.5. It's not as the case which we just show you. That was instead 2.5, which was the highest percentage, and it's followed by 3.5, which is even lesser than 65. So things to consider here: make sure that the under 3.5 goal possibility must be greater than all of year, and it should be above 65%. That is what you need to consider. And the next thing to consider is the matches area, where the final result of both the home and away, the concede goal per match, or the conceded goal and the goal concede and goal average goal concede and average goal scored should be lesser for goal scored lesser than 1.5 and for goal concede lesser than 1.8. Once these criteria are being met, then these are good teams to select and include in your bet slip. So thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates. And see you again in our next episode. Bye bye.
And now I know my heart is a ghost town.